Have you felt it? That subtle shift when you walk into your neighborhood grocery store and your favorite items are missing. The gaps on shelves, unfamiliar brands, and quiet purchase limits aren't just random inconveniences. They're signals of a new reality. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on these quiet disappearances, connecting the dots between what's missing from your cart and what's happening in the world. Olive oil, once a humble kitchen staple found in nearly every pantry, now feels more like a luxury reserved for special occasions. For generations, it was the golden thread woven through family recipes, celebrations, and everyday meals. Today, that golden thread is fraying. Relentless Mediterranean heat waves and prolonged droughts have decimated olive harvests, leaving groves barren and farmers desperate. On top of that, tariffs and ongoing trade disputes have only driven prices higher, making it harder for this essential ingredient to reach our tables. Each price tag now tells a deeper story, one of struggling farmers facing uncertain futures, delayed shipments caught in a tangled global supply chain, and a system stretched to its limits. The rising cost isn't just a number, it's a reflection of hardship and resilience. I watched a shopper pause, her hand hovering over her favorite olive oil before reluctantly putting it back on the shelf. She reached for a cheaper substitute, her face a mix of disappointment and resignation. It was a small, almost invisible moment, but it spoke volumes, a sign of how our habits are quietly shifting. For many, it's not just about finding a replacement oil, it's about losing a cherished ritual. Olive oil is more than an ingredient. It's a link to family traditions, to memories of meals shared and recipes passed down through generations. Our kitchens, once places of abundance and creativity, now echo with the absence of this liquid gold. The world that once gave us plenty is changing, and we feel its impact in the simplest acts, like reaching for a bottle that's no longer there. The quiet disappearance of olive oil is more than a supply issue. It's the slow erosion of a cultural touchstone. It's the fading of a flavor that once brought generations together around the table, a subtle but profound loss. What we leave behind on the shelf is more than just a product. It's a taste, a memory, a connection to our past. As olive oil slips from our daily lives, we're reminded that the ingredients we take for granted are often the ones that shape who we are and what we pass on. Eggs, so basic, so essential, are a part of nearly every kitchen, every breakfast table, every family's routine. We rarely think twice about them, grabbing a carton without a second thought, trusting that they'll always be there, nestled in their familiar packaging. But now, something as simple as eggs has become a source of stress and uncertainty. Shoppers scan the shelves, hoping to find just one carton, only to be met with empty spaces and rising anxiety. The culprit? Avian flu, sweeping through farms and wiping out millions of hens in its path. The silence in once bustling chicken coops is a stark reminder of how fragile our food supply can be. But it's not just disease. The cost of feed and fuel has soared, making every carton more expensive to produce and deliver. Each price tag tells a story of struggle, from the farmer to the truck driver to the grocery store worker. Purchase limits aren't meant to punish shoppers. They're a desperate attempt to make sure everyone gets a fair share of what little remains. It's a balancing act, trying to stretch a dwindling supply across a community in need. I watched a father kneel beside his daughter, gently explaining why they couldn't buy eggs today. It was a small, quiet moment, but it revealed a much bigger problem, one that reaches into homes and hearts everywhere. This isn't just about supply chains or economics. It's about families struggling to maintain their routines, to put favorite meals on the table, to keep a sense of normalcy in uncertain times. When a staple like eggs becomes uncertain, it's more than an inconvenience. It's a wake-up call from the very heart of our food system, reminding us how interconnected and vulnerable we all are. The ground beneath our feet is shifting, and the familiar comfort of a full grocery shelf is no longer guaranteed. Each empty space is a silent warning, a sign that change is happening all around us. The quiet absence of eggs is more than just a missing ingredient. It's a signal we can't afford to ignore, urging us to pay attention, to adapt, and to rethink the way we value the food on our tables. Canned tuna, once a pantry staple, is quietly vanishing. Overfishing, tighter quotas, and rising fuel costs mean fewer fish and higher prices. Labor shortages in fishing and processing add more pressure. That can of tuna now reflects decades of environmental strain and economic stress. Shoppers are pivoting to other proteins, signaling a larger shift in what we consider staples. The reliable, affordable protein is becoming a semi-luxury. Global issues are no longer abstract. They're changing what's on our plates. Each empty spot in the tuna aisle is a reminder of the ocean's limits. Chicken breasts and ground turkey, once easy weeknight solutions, are now harder to find and pricier. Avian flu, rising costs, and labor shortages in processing plants are reshaping what's available. Fewer boneless, skinless cuts, more whole birds and thighs. The industry is adapting, and so must we. Shoppers are relearning how to cook with less convenient cuts. It's a return to traditional cooking, not out of nostalgia, but necessity. The easy dinner is getting less easy, demanding more skill and flexibility. The butcher counter is a mirror of a changing food system. Chocolate, our universal comfort, is under threat. West Africa's cocoa crisis, driven by disease, old trees, and extreme weather, has decimated crops. Prices have soared, and companies are shrinking bars, changing recipes, or discontinuing products. The affordable luxury of chocolate is becoming a true luxury. Shrinkflation and missing favorites are the new normal. The struggles of cocoa farmers are now visible in our candy aisles. Our connection to chocolate is a reminder of global interdependence. The bittersweet truth, even simple pleasures are no longer guaranteed. Orange juice, once a breakfast staple, is slipping out of reach. Florida's groves are devastated by hurricanes and citrus greening disease, while global droughts and labor shortages add to the crisis. Fewer oranges mean higher prices and more substitutes on the shelf. The iconic carton of OJ is becoming a weekly treat, not a daily habit. Apple juice and blends are filling the gap, but the shift is unmistakable. The quiet crisis in citrus groves is changing our morning routines. The cost of sunshine is rising. What we pour into our glasses is a reflection of global struggle. The frozen vegetable aisle, once a symbol of convenience and abundance in our daily lives, is now marked by empty spaces and a sense of uncertainty. Not long ago, these shelves were always stocked, offering a quick solution for busy families and health-conscious shoppers alike. Now, the sight of barren freezers is becoming all too familiar, leaving many to wonder what happened to this once reliable staple. Unpredictable weather, from sudden frosts to relentless droughts, is shrinking harvests across the country. Farmers are battling conditions they haven't seen in decades. Fields that should be lush and green are instead brown, brittle, and struggling to survive. These climate extremes not only reduce the quantity of crops but also impact their quality, making it even harder to fill the freezers we depend on. On top of that, trucking shortages and rising fuel costs are disrupting the cold chain, the delicate system that keeps frozen foods safe from farm to store. Delays and breakdowns mean more food spoils before it ever reaches the shelves, leading to even more waste and frustrating gaps in the aisles. A single missed delivery or a thawed shipment can mean no spinach or green beans for dinner tonight. For store workers, it's a daily struggle to explain to customers why their favorite vegetables are missing. And for shoppers, it's another disappointment in an already challenging grocery trip. For families, this inconsistency is a real problem. One more staple you can't count on. Parents are left scrambling to find alternatives, often having to make tough choices between nutrition, convenience, and cost. The stress of not knowing what will be available adds another layer of worry to already busy lives. The empty freezer case is more than just a local inconvenience. It's the echo of distant storms, failed harvests, and logistical breakdowns that ripple through the entire food system. Each gap on the shelf tells a story of challenges faced far beyond the grocery store's walls. As a result, we're forced to find alternatives, often less healthy, less convenient, or more expensive. Some turn to canned goods, others pay more for fresh produce, and many simply go without. The choices are fewer, and the costs, both financial and nutritional, are rising. The reliability of frozen veggies, once a given in our modern lives, is melting away before our eyes. What was once a simple trip to the frozen aisle has become a reminder of how fragile our food system can be, and how quickly things can change. Beef, once a symbol of prosperity, is becoming scarce and expensive. Drought has devastated grazing lands, forcing ranchers to shrink herds. Herd liquidation means fewer cattle for years to come, driving prices higher. The special occasion steak is now a rare treat. Shoppers are turning to chicken or pork as beef prices soar. The American diet is shifting, not by choice, but by necessity. The meat counter reflects a climate-driven contraction. What we grill and stew is changing with the land itself. Rice, foundation for billions, is facing instability. Droughts and erratic weather in Asia have slashed harvests. Export bans and shipping disruptions sent prices soaring worldwide. Even domestic rice is under pressure as global demand shifts. The once cheap bag of rice is now a luxury for many families. For some, this is more than inconvenience. It's a hardship. The humble grain is now a barometer for global stability. The waters are choppy, and the pantry staple is no longer a given. Avocados and berries, symbols of healthy living, are now unpredictable luxuries. Weather extremes and labor shortages make harvests volatile and prices swing wildly. Delicate produce is often left unpicked, lost to labor gaps or sudden storms. Our desire for year-round freshness relies on a fragile global network. One week, avocados are plentiful. The next, they're scarce and expensive. Shoppers must gamble, buy now or wait, risk freshness or pay more. The luxury of endless choice is fading. The produce aisle is now a lesson in flexibility and adaptation. The cereal aisle is quietly changing, favorite brands and snacks disappearing without warning. Rising costs and shifting tastes force companies to cut less profitable products. SKU rationalization means fewer choices, especially for nostalgic favorites. Health trends and declining demand accelerate the disappearance. The loss feels small, but these changes add up. The era of endless variety was a product of economic stability. As conditions change, so do our routines and comforts. Sometimes we say goodbye to old friends without even realizing it. So, what do? Don't panic. Adapt. Build a sensible pantry, rotate your staples, and get creative in the kitchen. If your favorite cut or snack is gone, try something new or make your own. Most importantly, look out for each other. Share, listen, and support your community. These shortages are signals, not isolated events. The era of limitless abundance is quietly ending. Pay attention, adapt with grace, and help others do the same. The future belongs to those who see the change and find new ways to thrive.